in divine time rather than wishing things were different. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Mystical Mastery Mondays with me, Vic, your favorite spiritual awakening coach. And today, we're going to get into how to align with divine timing. And when we're trying to manifest things, when we're literally tuning into a vibration of, or an emotion or a feeling of what we want to happen as already happened yet, right? That's the practice to manifestation, to tune in to these possibilities as if they've already happened in meditation or when we can in our day. And the issue with that is that we usually get stuck um, as we see our life not showing what we want to manifest already happened. And so it's this combination of tuning in to that possibility regularly and feeling as if it's already happened and living in our days with that situation not happened yet. And that can be kind of tricky because it's easy to get stuck and be like, why hasn't things happened yet? When are things going to change? And it's that specific thinking or way of being that also blocks us or also keeps us away from true divine flow to allow things to happen. So when we realize that we're getting caught up in the thinking of 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 what we want manifest, what we want to manifest not happened yet, it's about just being okay with those thoughts, right? Because that's going to happen. And the more we're okay with those thoughts, things like meditation or breath work or different things that help us, you know, anchor into the moment and allow us to be in alignment with what is, to accept what is right now, and knowing that whatever we want is going to happen, like when, at the right time, at the divine time. And so the more that we can anchor into this moment and live moment to moment, not not being affected that the things have happened. If you are being affected, then there's just ways to get into to feel our emotions, to let go whatever's coming up, because those thoughts and those emotions that are coming up are actually the stuff we want to let go, that help us get aligned further and further into what we want to create in our lives. And so it's really important to realize that everything is going to happen at the right moment, at the right time. And it's our job in between that time, before that manifestation happens, to truly ground ourselves into what is right now, to be completely okay with our situations. And when you least expect it, that's when it happens. It's always going to surprise you. And our mind wants to have everything figured out. Our mind wants to see all these, like, if it hasn't been figured, it hasn't been shown yet, if the evidence hasn't happened yet, then our mind is never going to be completely settled in that. So it's this work of really feeling that manifestation has already happened. And as the thoughts come up around, why hasn't it happened yet, or when is it going to happen, or I don't want to live my life like this anymore, to truly get into those thoughts and emotions and let go of them, and really ground into the moment. And we just have to be okay with them. You're not being okay with your situation not happening, you're just being okay with the thoughts that are coming up. And so the more we can do that and quiet our minds and live from that place of presence and in the moment, then we're going to continue to be in divine flow. And so I feel like that's something that I've been caught in a lot, and a lot of my clients also get caught in a lot, that we're trying to create all these things, but they haven't happened yet, and you're constantly not seeing um, that occurring. And so, one really good example, I think, for me, that happened to me recently. I was in Sedona, as most of you know. I was in Sedona last weekend, and I had a rental car. And so, one of the days that we were there, we went to the shopping center. We had lunch, and then I got back to my car, and I couldn't find my key anywhere to my rental car. And so I was looking everywhere. We traced our steps, and no matter where we went in this plaza in the shopping center, I couldn't find my key anywhere. And so I had to eventually just kind of let it go. And and I tuned in to the vibration of me finding that key, because the issue with not having the key was I was probably going to have to pay a bunch of money and all sorts of stuff. And so all my mind kept showing up with all these possibilities that were going to happen. Like, I'm going to have to pay for the key. And I called the customer service and they said that they were going to have to tow the car. It was going to be upwards of about like $500 to deal with that. And so I just kept thinking like I'm going to find that key, but my mind kept showing up with all these possibilities. So I kept being okay with, okay, if I have to pay $500, it's going to be fine. It's going to be okay. Like, whatever it is, there's a solution. And I just allowed myself to be completely okay with any thought that was coming up. And so we eventually kind of gave up on the car and like just took an Uber back. And the next morning, I called roadside assistance because I thought, well, maybe the key's in the car. And so I called roadside assistance to send like a locksmith to unlock my car. And so they said they were sending him over. And then I took an Uber to go to my car. The moment I got out of the Uber and I came out, I saw a maintenance guy walking down, and it was a morning, so there wasn't that many people in the shopping center. And so I saw this maintenance guy and I was like, "Hey." And he turned around. I was like, "Hey, do you work here?" And he's like, "Yeah." I was like, "What do you do here?" He's like, "I do a little bit of everything." And so then I said, "I lost my key yesterday. Was there any way like you found a key, or there a key was turned in over here?" And and he said, "Oh wait, yeah, actually I got it." And he like ran away, got the key from wherever they had it stored, and then came to me. And it was that moment, that divine timing, that this worked out for me to get the key. The night before, we checked a bunch of stores, we asked a bunch of people, nothing worked out. And so I had to be okay with all the possibilities that were coming up in my mind until that morning when I went over there and the key was found and given to me. I canceled the getting my car unlocked, and I didn't have to pay any extra money. And that's just to give you kind of a framework or like a little bit of an example of how things we want will happen at the right time, at in divine timing. And and this is the basis of the manifestation process, right? As we are tuning in to the emotion or the vibration or the feeling of what we want to create in our lives, we're going to have to go through the period of not having it until we have it. And as when we don't have that thing, our mind's going to show up with all sorts of possibilities. And it's about being okay and releasing the emotions so that we can truly be in the moment, truly be present, and truly follow divine flow. Because the more we're aligned with the moment, the more we're right here, right now, and just being okay with everything that is. That's the time that the magic happens. Usually people have like thoughts and get stuck in all these possibilities and their worst case scenarios, and we don't realize that when you get in those situations that you're actually blocking that possibility from happening. So it's really becoming okay with the thoughts. When we're fighting against our thoughts and like freaking out, we're resisting our thoughts. We want to accept them and be okay with them, and then allow things to happen in divine right time. So I hope that landed and made sense. It's not about our time. It's about aligning with the flow of the universe of divine, and from that place, things happen. And I can tell you, there's many things that haven't happened yet in my life that I'm consciously creating, and and it's just about whenever it's going to happen, and just being okay with everything until it does. And like I said, it's going to surprise you. You cannot predict when it's going to happen. Like it is going to catch you off guard, just like it caught me off guard with the maintenance guy at the shopping center. I had no idea that was gonna happen. I was actually preparing to get my car unlocked because I was hoping that the key, like somehow I locked my key in there, which wasn't the case. So I hope that landed. Um, I do want to say that coming up next week, we're getting into 2021 now, and I'm doing a free masterclass called "Be the Beacon," and it's about how to be the light in an increasingly fearful world. And we're going to get into like a lot of practices together. We're going to meditate together. We're going to do some exercises to tune into the manifestations that we want to create. And we're going to provide a lot of really in-depth information so that we can truly be the light, because the more we love ourselves, the more we are tuning into our to what we're trying to create, and living and tapping into this life, this divine flow that we want to be in, the more we can anchor into that. We're shining bright, and when the more we can shine, the more we're going to be helping others. And you know 2020 has been a rough year, and I hope 2021 is not going to be as rough, but who knows, right? And so it's really not about like waiting for the outside world to change so that we can be okay. It's about really doing this inner work, inner emotional and uh, divine work to tap into the manifestations, to create the realities that you want to create. And from there, when we truly are anchored into that process, we're going to help everybody around us. And so that's my mission with everything I do. And so it's a free masterclass. If you're interested in it, just put "I'm interested" in the comments, and I'll send you the link so that you can register. I'll be posting about it all week. It's next week on January 4th on Monday at from 5:30 to 7:30 Central Time. Again, it's the Be the Beacon Masterclass. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be awesome. And I think that's it for me today, guys. Thanks very much. I hope you have a happy new year. And always remember to be here right now where your extraordinary life begins. Thank you very much.